people get involved in your campaign. They say, you know what, I love this woman. I love what she's doing. She's fighting for us. This is John Villarreal reporting for Conservative New Media.
Hey, we're talking to Craig DeLuz, and we're also talking to Paul Villarreal. And guys, I want to talk a little bit about, we'll come right back to this. I'm going to play Meg Whitman in this debate here. But I want to ask you, Craig, what do you think about this Rick Sanchez thing? Do you have a take on that?
You know, I have to be honest with you. I don't know that I necessarily have a take on it. I think throwing around the quote-unquote racist card, I think that, you know, the left used to do it all the time. I mean, not used to. They still do it all the time.
I know.
And now you got the right. Now you got the right throwing it around, and I just think that it's too serious an issue. It's too serious a thing to be used as flippantly as it is.
Well, exactly, and see, that's the thing. Like I don't like Rick Sanchez. I think he's an idiot. I don't think he's a great talent or anything like that. But I've never said, and I said our videos on YouTube on Conservative New Media, when this story broke, we have 2 hot videos on it, and I'm like, look, you know, I think he's an idiot. You know, I've got lots of Jewish friends, stuff like that. I don't know why he would say something like that, which is so, I believe, ridiculous. But at the same time, like, I'm not calling for the guy to be fired and everything, and I'm so sick of these, like, instant, like, sort of media, you know, for lack of a better word, you know, lynch mobs, if you will, or witch hunts, or whatever you want to call it, to, you know, let's get him boycotted, let's get him fired. I mean, it's like, dude, calm down.
Between you and I, when you listen to some of the things that Keith Olbermann says,
please,
the fact that he still has a job, there's almost nothing that a conservative could say that would deserve for them to be fired if Keith Olbermann gets to keep his job.
Amen, brother. That's
as long as you got him out there, I don't want to hear nothing about anything any conservative says.
That's what I'm talking about. So let me ask. Okay, before I get into playing Meg Whitman for the debate here, what's your take? Like, what is the recipe? What's the Craig DeLuz recipe here? What would you do? We've got 30 days to go. I mean, I want to make sure that, you know, I don't steal any of your points here. What would you do? How do we fix this, Craig, in California?
You're talking, well, you're talking about in general? You're talking about any specific campaign?
Yeah, let's, you know, people are focused on Meg and Carly. Let's go with that.
I think the number one thing that you got to do is you need to be going places you normally wouldn't go. You need to be spending time. You need to spend more time listening than talking. Give people an opportunity to share with you what it is that they're dealing with and where their hearts are, and then demonstrate that you've heard, that you have been heard. Because I'll tell you what, you've done this. You sit there and you do an interview and you let someone do all the talking, they're going to leave there thinking that you're a pretty smart guy.
No.
That's because there's nothing sweeter to most people than the sound of their own voice.
Oh, believe me, I believe that.
Right now, people are frustrated because they don't feel like they're being heard.
That's true.
I think in these debates, you know what? People need to hear the real you. They don't need to hear the talking points. They don't need to hear the platitudes. They don't need to hear that, you know, what they need to hear is they need to hear that they have been heard. That has got to be the focus during this last month of the campaign.
There's no doubt about it. I'm going to hand Carly a letter with the entire playbook of what she needs to do to win on Monday when we do this whole thing, and we're going to get into that whole situation. There's a lot of what I want, but without further ado, because I don't want to get cut off with this break here, that's going to come up. I'm going to play Meg Whitman in this debate. So I'm going to ask either Paul or Craig or both of you, whoever you want to do it. Doesn't matter to me. You guys can either play Jerry Brown or you can play the questioner. You can ask me questions. I'm going to tell you how Meg Whitman needs to handle this. Go ahead. Craig, Paul?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, step up. Go ahead and just ask me. You play reporter. You play interviewer on the Meg Whitman situation on this.
Got it.
Right, and I'll go ahead and I'll answer.
All right. You know, when exactly did you know that your employee was here illegally?
Craig, I'm going to tell you the situation right here. Now, am I embarrassed about this? Yes, I am. Do I want to make sure that Miss Diaz is taken care of? Well, absolutely. But I got to tell you something. I liked her. I hired her. I paid her $23 an hour. I looked at her forms. They all look fine to me. I'm not the Social Security Administration. I'm not the INS. I'm not anything like that. If there was some kind of discrepancy where we need to, pay her more, I'll do that. I was busy running eBay. I had a multinational corporation employing hundreds of thousands of people. even Californians right here that need to get to work. I don't know what my gardener's doing. I don't know what my mailman's doing. I don't know what my accountant's doing all the time. If I made a mistake, then I apologize. But let me tell you something. The Californians they don't care about that. They're not focused on that. They want jobs. They want lower taxes. They want businesses to be started again here in California. That's what they care about. They care about if their kids are going to get a good education, if they have a job, if their 401k is safe. And I have a plan to do that. And let me tell you that plan right now. That's it. That's what you do. Right? Are you feeling that?
That's pretty simple.
That's pretty simple. I don't want to know about how your immigration policy is involved or this thing or that thing or handwritten notes or my husband or this and that. None of that matters. None of that matters. You say, hey, you know what? You don't know everything. You did the best you could. That's it. End of story. Let's move on to the real issues, and you hammer on the real issues. Let them keep talking about it. That's fine. You need to keep talking about the real issues, Meg Whitman. We're going to do more of this. This is just a snippet of what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you, this is driving me. So I want to know something right now. If you're a Californian and you're sitting here, and let's say I believe that the House is, well, let's get your take on this. Do you think that the Republicans are going to win the House?
Yes.
I do too. I think they're already going to win. So we already have those people who are going to win in the House. I think that's going to happen. The Senate, I think the Senate is close. I like what Linda McMahon's doing out there. I'm saying don't count out Christine O'Donnell and definitely don't count out Carly. There's going to be a resurgence there, I believe, although that these races are tough. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you're sitting here and you're in California and you're a conservative, you're a Republican, and then you look at this leadership, the consultant class and the leadership of the party, the people that want to be leaders of the party or whatever like that, and you see everyone else in the country winning, and California loses. I'm talking David Harmer loses. I'm talking, Dan Lundgren is in trouble. He's up by I want to get your take on that in here in a second. You have Meg Whitman lose. Unfortunately, I hope Carly doesn't lose. These people, these big races lose, the competitive races lose. How can you say that you have any leadership? How can you face the donors? How can you face the voters? How can you face the activists at that point? I mean, seriously, don't you think that sends a big message, a referendum on your competence?
It sends a huge message, but here's the deal. You got to understand that part of the ineptness that we have now is because back in 2000, a deal was negotiated, and there were Republican leaders who were part of that negotiation that made Republicans a permanent minority in our state legislature.
That's true.
And the amount of power that we negotiated away. I mean, you look at all the changes that have taken place from 2000 until 2010, all of the landmark policies and the things that have come out that, despite how the voters vote, that come out of this legislature, it's because we gave away the California legislature. We negotiated it away.
Oh, my gosh.
I think I don't know that 2010 is going to be the year in California. I honestly believe that 2012 is going to be the beginning of the resurgence in
That's
California,
what I said.
Because you're going to have more competitive districts.
I agree with you, and I've been saying that for a long time. Absolutely. I love what you're saying now. Give me, how close are you with it? Do you know what's going on with this Lundgren race up there? I mean, what's up? We talked to his office. We're trying to help him out too. Okay, what's up?
Here's the deal. Dan Lundgren he's an old school politician. He's a solid representative and a solid vote for his constituency. The demographics in the Sacramento County portion of that district are changing. Yeah. It's becoming younger. It's becoming not more democratic, but somewhat more democratic, more ethnically diverse. And you've got Dan Lundgren, who's he's an old school politician who has been the kind of in the middle of he's been in the news over the last couple of years in not the best light.
Right.
And so the challenge is right now is you got a younger guy who's a doctor. Mm-hmm. Who's, I wouldn't say he's necessarily dynamic, but the guy looks younger. He's a man of color. He's raised a significant amount of money. The thing I think you're going to see that's going to hold this seat is in Sacramento County. We literally were registering 1,000 new Republicans every week.
That's awesome. God bless you.
We've increased Republican registration by about 40,000 here in Sacramento County.
And that's why I want to talk to you, because the thing is, I know you shoot straight. Everybody knows that I shoot straight. People are like, oh, Johnny, look, Listen, the reason that I'm speaking out now and I have Craig on is because I want to try to correct this before the thing shipwrecks on November 2nd. We need to get some wins out here, and we need to change things and do the right thing. So very quickly here, we got like about a minute left. I want to know, just prediction. And if you don't want to say it, you don't have to say it. Do you think Meg Whitman's going to win or lose?
I think Meg Whitman is going to win.
Okay.
And I think that has as much to do with who she's running against as it does her.
There's definitely that. What about Carly? What's your vibe on Carly?
Carly's going to have a tougher race only because she's running against an incumbent. She's got to do a better job of on a big scale being able to contrast herself with Barbara Boxer, make Barbara Boxer seem like what she is, an entrenched incumbent who's sold out to D.C., not California.
We're going to get in that. Craig, you're awesome, brother. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you on Monday. Everybody, stay tuned.